Hello and welcome to another episode of The Movie Garage. We are on episode 11 now. We're about to change things up a little
11.
bit, so you're going to be getting more episodes and stuff like that. So I'm not sure whether we're going to do 11 and then 12 or 11 and 11.5 just to confuse us even more. I can never get it right. I'm Jay, your normal host, and with me as always is my good mate Gary. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Apart from filming in my car today, I'm not too bad.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Good.
Is this where you're living now, or is it just for tonight?
It might be where I'm living.
We'll see. Depends whether the door's locked when you try and go back in later on.
Yeah,
I get that.
On.
At least I get a whole garage, mate. Not to brag or anything, but I'm literally where your car should live.
Yeah, you secretly live there.
Yeah, that's it. What will we doing soon? She carries on the way she's going. Just bring one of the dogs in to keep you nice and warm. So, how are you finding work? Back into the swing of things now?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. You do get about to a point where you go, I feel it was actually not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. I will cope on having no money.
But no, it's pretty much is not normal now. Bar the masks.
Yeah, that's it.
From tomorrow, it'll be a bit different. I don't have to wear it while I'm working. I only have to wear it while I'm in the showroom. So
yeah, I think they're going to get a lot stricter on that, aren't they, when it comes in all the supermarkets?
That'd be a bit different.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. As you can see, I'm sporting a bit of a red face. It's been quite warm this week while I've been working outside.
Yeah, that'd be different.
So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Good stuff.
Where have you been though?
God, where have I been? I was in London for 2 days this week. I've just been all over the show as per usual. It's right pain in the bum. But just working in car parks, and it's been boiling hot sun with no shelter or anything along those lines. I've got like half tans going the line there. So yeah, it's always nice and classy when that starts happening, isn't it?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Right, so should we get into some news for this week then? Want to talk a bit about streaming services?
Yeah. So as we've said quite a few times that there's been loads of delays in movies, and we've kind of gone, well, why don't someone come up with a channel that you'll pay a larger premium? And we kind of said we don't mind paying a little bit more, because you'd pay more at the cinemas and stuff like that. And obviously Sky been doing it. Sky been doing Sky Store Premium channel, and there's been quite a few animated movies that have, and I understand why animated movies have jumped right in and just gone, sack the cinemas, but just going straight right in.
Yeah.
So the weekend we watched Scooby.
Oh, really?
And so obviously Connor's at that age now where we can sit down and watch a little bit of telly. He'll sit and watch for about 40-50 minutes, and we keep trying to put on different stuff and seeing what he's kind of into at the minute. So Saturday morning we were like, right, let's see what's on. Scooby was on, and we're like, yeah, let's go for it. Now, when we said I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more, I was like, it was $15.99.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and I get that families. If a family of 3 or 4 went to the cinema, it'd be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But if you live on your own and have to pay $15.99, it starts to become ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, big time. So you don't own that film then? It was just like a one-time watching, like going to the cinema. Is that how it was?
No, we don't. We don't own that film. You rent it for a week and then it's gone. And that's the thing, because the standard price of a Sky Store maybe is like £6.
Yeah, pretty much.
And to buy and keep, it's like 13-14 quid. So it's even more.
Also, with that buy and keep is mega, because they send you a DVD out as well.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure. Like, well, last time we did it, I think it might have been ages ago. But yeah, so like last time we did it, like you get it, it saves it to your Skybox the whole time, and then it
Yeah.
like puts it on the cloud or whatever, however Sky do it, and then
Yeah.
they sent you a DVD, like a hard copy of it as well, and that was mint.
Yeah, they did used to do that, but I'm pretty sure it just gets downloaded onto your
Yeah,
Skybox now, rather than
makes
spending more money sending
yeah,
CDs out. But
it's a pretty big
like
bad business, man.
we didn't mind paying the price for a one-off, but it's a bit ridiculous for if you're going to do it like on a weekly basis.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a bit nuts, but you know the movie was fine. We all enjoyed it. It was a decent movie actually. It was a good watch, good laugh, and so that was fine. So I'm glad it was on something that was worth the watch. And I think we ended up watching it a couple of times. So
Yeah.
you kind of do with a kid. You kind of watch stuff on repeat multiple times. So no, it was fine, but I just don't find myself paying $15.99 again to.
Yeah, that price is ridiculous, isn't it? Like you say, I mean, like if there is a big family of you and you're going to all get together, then that's nothing. If you're all going to chip in, because like, what you'd be talking about £5 each at least to go to the cinema, wouldn't you? Normally, normally it's like a tenner each now, isn't it, for adults? But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see more people doing this if they got the price sorted out. I don't think it'd kill the cinema either, because there's certain things that you still want to go and watch and still want to experience it, like on the big screen and stuff, don't you? I mean, it's like every time they release Star Wars at the cinema, I go and watch it. I've seen it like about 100 times. I've got it like 4 different times on a DVD, Blu-ray, everything like that. But I'd still go and watch it at the cinema. So I don't think they'd suffer that much if they started doing this on the regular.
Well, it's the cinema experience, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
I completely went out of my way just to watch Infinity War. I think it was at the time, and Connor was really, really young, and I kind of just to watch it. I was like, I need to get to this. I cannot watch this at home. Exactly. I can't wait. I have to try and find a way in watching it. So there is a difference between a cinema experience and being at home. So I don't think the price should have been that ridiculous. I get that, like you say, I get that they're looking at the families are watching it. Then that's the price. It's cheaper than the cinema, but you're not getting the same experience.
No, like I say, I don't agree with it being that dear. I'd be quite surprised if that's something that takes off. I mean, if they did it at about half that price, I'd nail it. I'd watch 2 or 3 of them a week. If they did it like, honestly, man, if they did it at like half that price just to rent a film for the week, and they did it with every single release that was going to come out of the pictures, I'd be smashing it. I'd watch all sorts of shit. So like we keep saying about all the different streaming services that you can buy now and all that kind of thing. I've got nearly all of them because I'd watch like nearly all of them and watch so much stuff all the fucking time. Like if it wasn't for Netflix now, I probably wouldn't own a TV. So all I do is just troll through Netflix. I'm watching about 4 different series at the minute. It's madness.
Oh god, I can't even keep up though. It's insane, and it is.
That's it exactly.
And they're all challenging each other, pushing the boundaries and stuff. And like a friend of mine said today, "What you watching?" And my mind went, stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's crackers. Like especially because I'm away so much as well. I've got to have like one series that I'm watching with Fran at home in the house, so I'm not allowed to touch that while I'm away. We need to be at the same point so we can sit and watch that together. But then because I watch so much like when I'm working, so I'll be sat in my car for like an hour, 2 hours a time, wiring kits up to get ready for whatever job I'm doing, and I'll have my phone on and I'll be watching Netflix or I'll be watching Prime or Disney Plus or something like that. So I've always got to have like at least one series on every single different streaming service that I could just sit there and just play all the way through. Like it took me 2 days to watch the entire 2nd season of Hannah on Amazon Prime, and it was quite disappointing. Right. That's like 9-hour-long episodes. I just drilled it.
That is very impressive, though.
Yeah, smashed all the way through it. I just started that.
My situation,
Yeah, go on. Sorry, man.
and my situation is slightly different to that. It's
Mm.
even harder for me to watch stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that Lisa doesn't watch anything at all.
Right.
She doesn't like TV series. She don't watch any TV series, shows, or anything like that.
Oh,
She
damn.
watches Bake Off or cooking programs, and that's it. She does not like anything that I watch. She doesn't like films.
Holy shit.
She's not bothered unless it's a cheesy film.
Yeah.
She's not bothered. So I have to find time, like proper late on night. I start a movie at like 10 o'clock at night. Right, let's start this movie.
It's like you got a cocaine addiction or something. You got to hide it from the family. Just start under the covers with your phone. That's mental. I love that. That's so good. Exactly. You need 2 tellies, or invest in get PlayStation VR, because you can use that as a TV. You can just sit there with your goggles on and headphones. It makes it
well,
when you're not using it as VR, I think it makes it like an 80-inch telly. So it's literally just a big triangle rectangle in front of you. It's the same size as the equivalent of an 80-inch TV.
So, dude, I'm well into that.
Yeah, innit? I've got some proper cans as well that go over my ears. It does all the surround sound. So it gets intense. It's got some good gaming. Need to get some porn on it as well. Trouble is, if you have it on the TV channel that's connected to it, it shows what you're watching. So I have to be careful with that. If she flicks over the channel halfway through,
yeah, that's a tricky situation right there.
Yeah, it's quite a good one. Yeah, so I think if they do carry on doing that, or make any more streaming services doing it, they just need to sort the prices out seemingly, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely. Make it a bit better, and then I think more people will be interested in it.
Yeah, big time. If you had any nous about them as well, you get onto someone like Just Eat or Uber Eats or Deliveroo, something like that. So as soon as you order the movie, they instantly send you around some popcorn and drink and all that kind of thing. It gets delivered to your door. That'd be fucking mega. We should do this, man. We'd be millionaires in 2 weeks. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, we keep coming up with these great ideas that
giving away for free on this shit, man. It's got no one watches.
Stop giving away ideas, Jay.
Yeah, that's it. You should keep them. Ugh, gross. So So anyway, more news on streaming services. Did you say that looks like Netflix are going to be showing the new what's he called, Karate Kid series?
Yeah, is it Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai, it's called. That's it. Yeah.
So the first 2 episodes, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Are going to be on from August, end of August. They are. Now, I didn't know that they've already been out, so I was like, "Oh right, that's not really great news." That until you spoke that news about 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I can't, because it's meant to be 30 years on.
Yeah.
Now I can't decide if I'm really interested in this or not. Would you be interested in watching it though? Are you bothered about it at all?
I've heard it's amazing. So
really?
So I think it mainly follows the bad guy from the first movie. Do you know the blonde dude who beats?
Yeah, that's right.
And he is like you say, it's 30 years on, and he's a bit of a loser. So he sets up a new Cobra Kai gym. It's all the same actors that are in it as well. And then obviously Danny comes back into it, and the pair of them rehash their old rivalry and all that kind of thing. People who've seen it, because it was on, I think it was on YouTube. You know how YouTube have a paid streaming channel because they've got to get involved in fucking everything. I'm sure it was on there. I think they might have actually made it. And people that I know that have seen it have said it's brilliant.
Right. I just generally didn't know what to think of, whether I can be bothered watching it or not.
Apparently it's really, really good. Like I say, beyond that, I don't really know anything about the plot, but it's mega.
Yeah, and the fact that it's already been out and we don't really know much, kind of put me off a little. I'm not seeing trailers or anything like that, so I think I'm going to look out for it, definitely.
There are some knocking about, but like we were just saying 2 minutes ago, complaining about every single streaming network. this is another one. It's like basically YouTube's version of Netflix. So you've got to pay a monthly subscription to get whatever shows are on there. And it's just, I think that was the only reason I didn't watch it, because I couldn't be bothered paying extra to get this extra channel that I'd only used for 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for. I'll wait for Netflix.
Yeah, so if it does come on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I think it's a cool move for Netflix then. If it's a good show, and I think it would be definitely something new to watch on Netflix. Because, like say, like them and Amazon Prime and what have you, that just dropping stuff.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? Like
not meant to, like.
So when all like the different contracts and licenses run out and things like that, and a lot of them aren't renewing them, so they're just letting the films go and all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Like you said as well, it's supposed to be about like 30 years on. It's interesting that you bring that up on the same day that a new Bill and Ted trailer's come out. Did you manage to watch that today at all?
Oh, I've not seen it. No, I've not seen the new trailer.
Yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music, it's called. So obviously it's got Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter in it again, reprising their roles, like time traveling and stuff. And it's about their daughters. So they haven't, the whole like thing around the first two Bill and Ted's is their group, Wild Stallions, was supposed to write a song that saved the world. And this movie, they haven't done that, and the world's all going to shit. So they've got to try and figure out this song and try and come up with it to make sure they save the world. It looks like really, really cringe, but I think it'll be really good as well.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by this at all. I'm not. It's one of them ones where is Bill and Ted going to stand the test of time?
No,
I'm not entirely sure on this one at all. I've been wrong on this in the past, but I'm not. This whole dude and that kind of thing, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it past that?
Excellent.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to give it a go again, but they're just two old farts. Like we were saying about Bad Boys. Bad Boys is really the only one that's done it really well, isn't it? Because they appreciated how old that they were as actors and how old the characters would be now, and they incorporated into the movie brilliantly. But if this is just those two still trying to be teenagers and still trying to be like jumping about like losers, it's going to be fucking horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I believe in. I've not seen it yet, but I believe in Jane Silent Bob. I believe that they're kind of accepted that they've got older. And I don't know. I've not seen it, but I've heard what's his name?
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. He's chatted about this before and said they've kind of moved on and accepted that they're older, even though they still do some of this stupid crap. There is an accept because like one's got a kid in it and all that kind of thing, and they've made it a bit more relevant. Whereas I'm not too sure how Bill and Ted can, but
I think it's just, from the advert, it looks like it's just going to be the same movie as the first and the second one, but now they're older and have kids. So it looks like they've just done the same as the first two movies, but just squashed it together.
I watched the first trailer and went, no.
The second one is even worse. It's going to be great. I'll share it later, dude, so you can have a look.
Wonderful.
Honestly, I can't wait. It'll be a good film.
Yeah.
We shall see. Right. So, speaking about good films and staying on Netflix, Netflix have announced their biggest ever budget for a movie, and I think it's quite an interesting reason why. So they've said that they're going to spend upwards of $200 million to make this film. And this film is called The Grey Man, which is based on a series of novels. It's going to star Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, and is directed by the Russo Brothers, the same guy who did Captain America Winter Soldier and obviously Infinity War and whichever the other one was, Endgame. Yeah, those two like massive monster movies. Now, like when they said it was going to be like $200 million, I was expecting it to be like a big, massive effects-driven fantasy movie with like crazy shit going on everywhere. But no, it just sounds like Jason Bourne.
No,
Apparently,
really? I've
yeah,
not read anything about it. I've
yeah,
not,
no,
apart,
that's
well, I haven't read too much about it, so to say. There isn't too much. I just read, like you said, I read who's going to be in it, I read how much it's going to make, and I read who's going to make it,
yeah.
but I don't know anything about it
Yeah.
at
So
all.
like I say, so it's based on a series of novels, and with that budget, I was expecting it to be something like really out of this world. So apparently, it is based on a former CIA operative named Court Gentry, and he was basically an assassin, and he's not in the CIA anymore. And one of the people he used to serve within the CIA is now after him.
Right. Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
kind of the same premises, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much as everything like Jason Bourne and all those kind of things. So
Um,
it's
um, um, and what they've done is ramped up the hunky male business in there.
shit,
Put
yeah,
Chris Hemsworth in. And you're like,
yeah,
I'm delighted with that,
yeah, yeah.
you know. Oh, absolutely. I can for the men and the ladies there.
Yeah, big time.
And
I probably
you've
would.
got, I'm not gonna, I wouldn't complain. Uh, and
It's the
they've got
sort of
Ryan
thing,
Gosling.
like, if you caught your missus getting off with Chris Evans, you'd just be like, yeah, he played Captain America. He seems like a nice dude in real life. I could completely understand that. I'll just get me shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the budget on this has basically gone on who's in it and who's directing it, hasn't it? Because it seems
Yeah.
like quite a simple film to make. It might be a bit patronising and a bit ridiculous to say, but there's loads of films like this that haven't got that kind of budget in there.
Oh yeah. Like it's a serious. That is a serious amount of money to put towards it. I like you said. I think like especially with them two in it, you expect absolute craziness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why you'd spend. Must be on their wages.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing I
It
can
must
think.
be.
So, like the article that I read before said they're expecting Ryan Gosling, who's going to be playing the actual Grey Man, who's going to be playing like the main lead, and Chris Evans
Yeah.
is going to be playing the guy who's after him.
And do you know what's annoying?
Go on.
Is I keep saying Chris Hemsworth and not Chris Evans.
There's too
It's
many
like,
fucking
no,
Chris's.
not
Everybody's
the
called
same
Chris.
person. Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so like they're saying, so they're expecting Ryan Gosling to return to do like sequels and maybe to make it into a series. So maybe that 200 million is going on like 2 or 3 films. God knows. But they've said that they only expect Gosling to return. So Chris Evans obviously dies in the first one. That's just like a major spoiler that is slipped in there. So the only thing I could think like with it being that type of film is that they have said, go away and make like 3 of them, make us $20 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think anyway.
Whatever.
Sweet.
We'll see. It's got to be good.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And that is not the only thing that the Russo brothers have been talking about recently. So, because they've been doing press conferences galore and all of that kind of shit, they've been talking about like their future at Marvel. It's been rumored that they're going to be doing some stuff with Star Wars, but that's still a little bit up in the air at the minute. I'm not too sure. But as for Marvel, they've got no like solid plans to return. He has said, I think it was Joe Russo was getting interviewed the other day, and he said that they wanted to do a Secret Wars movie, so a Marvel movie based on the Secret Wars story, and they want it to be even bigger than the Infinity War and Endgame movies were.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Now that sounds like a £200 million or dollar budget.
Easy. Oh yeah, I think they'd piss that. They would piss that. I think it'd be really, really interesting because obviously, like the way that it's going, like all the next phase of the Marvel stuff is, it's going to be very female orientated, isn't it? So you're going to get all, I I think you're going to get an
Yeah.
A-Force, which is like the female Avengers movie, because that big scene in Endgame where all the girls are facing the camera, they basically look after Spider-Man like they're all his mum, which is brilliant. It looks like it's going to be like that. Obviously, like there's a woman taking over Thor, even though Thor's still going to be in it, and all that kind of stuff. But they've also got the rights back for the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, so it looks like they're going to be introducing them one way or the other. Everybody thinks it's going to be this way. Everybody thinks that they're going to do a Secret Wars movie. So it is based on a comic run that was mid-80s, where a cosmic entity called the Beyonder basically kidnaps all the best Marvel characters, takes them to a planet of just like big arenas and mad guns and shit like that, and just gets them to fight one another for his entertainment.
Right. Okay. Just sound well. It kind of sounds like this is right up their street. Yeah. It just sounds like it does sound like it's right up their street. If you're going to go bigger than Avengers, then you've got to go big,
huge,
real fucking big, and that sounds like it could be huge. So what is that all we know about this yet so far?
Basically, yeah. No, that's all he said. Whether it's going to happen, what they intend to do next, no one really knows at this point in time. But it's up in the air. They've said that that's what they want to do. They want to do it bigger and better than everything. It makes sense because it gives them the opportunity to introduce loads of characters that haven't been there before. Like if the Avengers we know just get transported to this planet, and then there are loads of other Marvel superheroes there, like the X-Men have been kidnapped from here, and Fantastic Four have been kidnapped from there. It'd give them a really, really good scope and a really easy way to introduce all these characters. But like the interesting thing, especially about the comic book run, is that it's heroes and villains are there. So they've all got to team up with one another in order to try and win, and in order to try and get off this planet. And it comes up with some really, really interesting dynamics and stuff. I think it's been about 5 or 10 years since I read it, but I remember it being amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's quite an interesting thing that when you said about the scope that we give them, because it's kind of it kind of feels at the minute where we aren't going anywhere with all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and it can just bring it all back together, because it didn't feel like that it didn't feel like all that long ago where they kind of went, we're going to bring in our like all the Captain America films, and every like they had a set list of in say like 2015 it's going to be this film, this film, this film, and then 2016 this, and it feels like we're going nowhere. We don't have,
that's it.
We don't
it very much felt like the end, didn't it? So now I think but all the ones that we know of that are slated at the moment are I'm not sure about another Spider-Man. I don't think that they've said anything about that just yet, even though we know he's like signed another big contract now. There's another Thor movie called I think it's called Love and Thunder, something along those lines. There's another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and there's another Captain Marvel movie. So they're all like definitely in the works as it is right now. Everything else, I don't think, like you say, there used to be like a massive slate, didn't there? There used to be like, right, this is what we're doing over the next 10 years. Jump on this bus now because we're definitely going to do that.
Absolutely,
to the point where there was like 2 or 3 movies every single year, wasn't there, running up to, because what is it now? Is it something like 23 films goes into the Infinity Saga, which starts at either Incredible Hulk or the first Iron Man movie, depending on which one you want to say came first, and then goes all the way up to Endgame, and it's just like the entire run. But no, it doesn't, does it? It goes all the way up to Spider-Man Homecoming, because that's after Endgame, but it's still like part of that story.
Cool.
I thought they were going to do something different. I thought they were going to go for like a secret invasion thing, which is a different Marvel story, because they introduced the Skrulls in Captain Marvel. Do you know the green guys who can take on anybody else's appearance?
Yeah, and that would have been another interesting
But then,
taking on things.
yeah, that's it. So then at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, we saw that Nick Fury and Mara Hill, they were both Skrulls all the way through that film, because Nick Fury was
Yeah.
like on holiday, wasn't he, on a spaceship somewhere. In like Secret Invasion, it turns out that the Skrulls have been imitating Marvel superheroes and villains for years and years and years, and they've got the actual ones locked away somewhere else. So the actual ones like start escaping, and then they have to fight each other, but no one knows who's who. But no one knows which one's a hero. No one knows which one's a Skrull. No one knows which one's a bad guy. It's and it's really interesting. But I thought they were going to do something like that, because that way you could bring back Iron Man, you could bring back Captain America, you could do whatever, because it's just an alien that looks like them. Or did they actually die, and was it the actual alien that died?
Oh, you're just messing with me head now.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I thought.
My brain doesn't work like yours.
But that's it, you see. So, but they dropped like so many hints that they were going to go in that direction with introducing these bad guys and stuff. That it's kind of weird that they're not. Like, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So, out of the Marvel movies that are coming up next, what are you looking forward to most?
I don't know. I Guardians of the Galaxy, actually. Yeah. The new, definitely 100%, because, like you say, it looks like Thor's going to be joining them. And it'd just be interesting to see where they go with it, and how they can get Gamora, is it?
Yeah.
Her and him kind of back to how they used to be. Yeah, I think it's always one you look forward to, though. Regarding, it's so different to anything else in the Marvel universe that it's definitely I'd say it's definitely that one. What about you?
Yeah, that's same for me, mate. Yeah, especially with all the shit that was around it, with like James Gunn getting sacked off it and then back because nobody else would touch it, obviously, and it's all that controversy and stuff. You know, that should have been out last month. Like the original schedule, I think it should have been out like June, May, June time this year is when it should have been released. But obviously, they let him out of his contract. He has gone over to DC now, and he's currently making a Suicide Squad movie. I don't know whether it's going to be related to the first one or not. I think only a couple of the characters are coming back in. Like Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang are in it again. But James Gunn is now making a Suicide Squad movie, and then after he's finished that, he's getting back onto making another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So it's so that's kind of been pushed back by at least 2 years, but it's still definitely coming, and it still sounds like it's the same script that he originally wrote. So I'm looking forward to that, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be some right interesting stuff to get into.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait to see what they do next with Spider-Man as well, especially because of how that last one ended. So it's like the very end of Homecoming, he ends up with Mary Jane, doesn't he? But then Jonah Jameson gives away who he is.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
On that big billboard. Oh yeah. Like they managed to film. They managed to like film both the films. They ended on the same line, didn't they? So on the first one, like Aunt May walks in where he's wearing a Spider-Man get up and goes, "What the?" And then it cuts off, and then the big billboard in like Times Square in the second one tells everybody that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, and he goes like, "What the?" And then it just goes off again, which I thought was genius.
Yeah, that's clever. Interesting. I completely forgot about that for a second.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's really fucking interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because he kind of already like dealt with that kind of storyline. Because in the comics, he does that as well. In one of the stories, he comes out as who he is, but that's to do with like superhero registration, which is what Civil War's about. But yeah, so they didn't do it in that. They saved it up to right at the end of this, and it was so unexpected as well. It's just like a little 2 minutes thing at the end, and it's just like, oh my god, has that really just happened? And then it goes off. I thought that was genius. That was really nice, and putting that in there. So it could be interesting to see where they're going next.
Yeah, definitely, really interesting.
Excellent stuff. Right, I think that about wraps us up for the news for this week. So that's been good. Like we say, a bit of a shorter one. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the movie reviews in a separate episode next. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, however you're doing it. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube or on iTunes or wherever else you get all your content from. Follow us on Facebook as well. That's where most of the fun stuff happens. Thanks for watching. Nice one, Gaza.